plain Jane W9 that works hard, and she's done well. Nothing spectacular about it. I wanted it plain Jane, and I just purposely went with less chrome on it, and I just like old working trucks. I like old trucks.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So to me, like some of my old antiques, I have spoked wheels on them, and then you just paint the wheels. The chrome was the gray paint and stuff like that. So I'm just old school. My name is Germann Soeth, Frederick, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the home of Francis Scott Key.
Okay.
He's buried in our hometown. Good. I started as a lumper. I always wanted to be a truck driver. I ran into an independent contractor. He ran for a distributor freight out of Chicago, Illinois, and I just told him I wanted to be a truck driver, and told him I would work for $20 every 24 hours. So every 24 hours he had to hand me a $20 bill, and I would do anything on that truck to learn about trucking. His name was Richard Werner.
Richard Werner. And was it around where you grew up?
Yes, I grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland, and
okay.
he was based in Silver Spring, Maryland. Refrigerated freight, LTL refrigerated freight. Okay. So I was basically, if it was 4 boxes off the trailer, 3 boxes, or a whole pallet, I'd have to, if we pulled up to a curbside, it was my responsibility to get it from wherever it was on the trailer to the back end, and then down onto the ground.
Right.
So he made me do all that to try to really educate me. Yeah. I learned to drive. He was so impressed at my eagerness for it that if he backed into a loading dock, he would tell me to pull forward, shut the doors. Then he would tell me to pull a little bit further forward and shut the doors, and then he'd finally meet me up at the front gate, drive the truck up there.
Right.
So that's how I started going, and then from there we progressed to go get my driver's license and everything like that.
Right.
So then I started, instead of getting into semis right away, he had a little straight truck. Okay. So when he would come in, I was still in high school, and when he would come in and other drivers would come in from Chicago or out west, we would back that straight truck up to their trailers, unload in parking lots, and I would pedal the DC area so they didn't bring semis down into Georgetown and the city here and stuff. They could stay more on the out in suburbia land.
Right.
And then I would meet them back up in like Frederick, Maryland, and give them the bills and sign all the papers over, and we'd move, they would go back out west again.
Right.
At 21, I drove truck locally, dumped trailers for a couple different guys, Richard and a couple other guys. And then by 21, I felt like I had learned enough from their mistakes, in a sense, as I like to say. So at 21, I went out and I purchased a truck locally, and I leased onto a guy in Frederick, Maryland, to get me into quarries. And then that ran until, I guess, about the early 90s, and I obtained my own authority in 92. Okay. And at that point, I just took off. I bought this truck in 1997. I started out with an 82 Cab Over International, and then I went to an 85 Freightliner. And then I finally moved into this one. By the time I was 31, I wanted to purchase my own truck.
And this is a 97?
97. It was built in 97. It's titled as a 98. Nothing's really original on it too much anymore. But yeah, the engine's been redone. Short block about a year ago. I broke the crankshaft at about 2 million miles. The crankshaft finally broke. I think I'm on my 3rd transmission.
Okay.
2nd set of rears and stuff like that. So I don't really run that much anymore. I just run about just shy of 80,000 miles a year.
Okay.
So I try to keep it low and put more money in my pocket, try to make every mile be profitable.
Okay.
I run about $700 a month payment. I'm always doing something with it. So
maintenance-wise?
Maintenance-wise, I have a line of credit, so if things need to be done, different like fuel pumps or whatever, so it goes onto my line of credit, and then I just pay off as I go along. So I keep about a $700 a month truck payment on it, is basically what I'd say. He's done good.
Nice looking light bars, and the fuel tanks look like they're pretty new.
That's a new tank on this side, yeah. So finally, the aluminum just got too worn out for it, so I had to purchase a new tank for it. But she needs a paint job, but I just keep her going. So I always say she makes as much money as a new truck, so, without the big payments and stuff like that. I don't know how the drivers do it with the rates that they are these days. So they got to do a lot of running. So.